So I am headed to Bimini for the day with Balearia Caribbean. Really a day trip. Here we go. Here's everything you need to know about how we took a day trip from South Florida to Bimini, Bahamas on Balearia Caribbean. One thing I do know is that you absolutely need a passport to travel from Fort Lauderdale to enter the Bahamas. It's literally non-negotiable. You can check it out on their website. I will put that in the link in the description box. So boarding the ship was pretty decent. They gave me complimentary champagne because it was Mother's Day, and I guess all women, I don't have any kids, but anyway, it was nice. And we got to sit in economy premium, which was sectioned off from regular economy, but the seats were still pretty close together. That day, it wasn't particularly crowded. It was a Sunday, and we left on time and got to our destination on time. This is us leaving Fort Lauderdale. There are no ferries at this time that leave Port of Miami terminal, so just keep that in mind. If you are looking for breakfast or something to nibble on, they do have a cafe on board, and they have like an assortment of different like pastries, chips. There's also a duty-free liquor store. The ride is about 2 hours, give or take, and the weather was perfect. Another thing you need to know is if you're planning this trip, pay attention to the weather, because on this boat, it can get pretty shaky depending on what the weather is like. Thankfully, on this ride, we did not have that issue. When you arrive in Bimini, which is literally like 2 hours after departing, the water is just like gorgeous. Like you can instantly tell like you're in the Bahamas, and you can see like the major cruise lines. There's a little bridge to get to the mainland. And this is basically the shuttle. It's a free shuttle provided by Resorts World Bimini. You don't have to pay to get on it, but it literally takes you straight to Resorts World Bimini. That's the resort on the island. Also, when you depart, they will give you information about when to come back to the boat. So pay attention to that. You also go through customs and immigration when you get off the boat. They take you around the island, and it's a really short drive because Bimini is only so big. Well, at least this part of Bimini is only so big. The shuttle takes you all the way to Resorts World Bimini. And there they offer a few day passes or hotel passes. This is the main Resorts World Bimini. You can get a pass to go to the pools here, or you can get back on the shuttle and it takes you to Resorts World Bimini Beach Club. Now, I believe there is an entrance fee to get into this beach club, but we didn't pay it because we just really wanted to walk in and just check it out to see if it was our vibe. A good amount of people were there, and the water looked really nice. I definitely think if I came back to Bimini, I would just check it out for a few more hours, but we decided to go on the unbeaten path and leave the beach club. We hopped back on the shuttle. It comes around like every, I want to say 10-15 minutes maybe, but we took the shuttle over to this area close to the casino and like their downtown area where you can rent scooters and you can rent a golf cart, and we ended up getting a golf cart. We got our golf cart rental from a company called Sue and Joy's, and he gave us a little discount, quote unquote, for like $50 for the day or the few hours that we were going to be on the island. And he said on average it's $70 a day. I think it just depends on who you rent from and what day it is and what kind of mood they're in. But I guess you can haggle with them if you want a better deal. Keep in mind, when you're on the island, you have about, I want to say 5 to 6 hours. Now, this might not be worth it to a lot of people, but if you're just in South Florida for like maybe a week and you've never been to the Bahamas before, it's a nice, cheap alternative way to go, because travel to the Bahamas can be pretty costly if you're staying overnight. You can stay overnight in North Bimini. They have a few offerings throughout the week. I think it's like 3 sailings a week. So you can take advantage of that. You can stay at Resorts World Bimini. You can rent an Airbnb. We just literally rode up and down the streets. You can see the different settlements, a lot of different places to eat. So we stopped at Stewart's Conch Stand, and there's a lot of different types of dishes here and a lot of different types of conch salads. The name of the salad, I believe, was conch bubby, or it was regular conch salad mixed with conch bubby. So that's where you get that textured, thick piece, but if any Biminites are listening to this video, please correct me if I'm wrong. One thing I also loved was the Bimini knockout punch. Our last stop was Radio Beach, and it was pretty empty. There wasn't a lot of people there. They do have some like food stalls and stands out there where you can get, you know, different food and stuff like that. We stopped at this coconut guy's stall that was on the beach, and basically he made me a mixed drink in the coconut, which I really enjoyed. And the water is like perfect. Like, it's so blue and pretty. I could have stayed out there for the entire day if we had more time. And that's why I'm saying, like, if you are not into a day trip, if this does not entice you, you could definitely stay for more than one night. You just have to make sure budget for it. And then it was time to go back. We had to return our golf cart, hop back onto the free trolley, and head back to the boat. And as you can see, like, the weather, it was getting a little cloudy. This is where I feel like I kind of felt the boat kind of swaying a little bit, but it wasn't horrible. Like, I was still able to climb out into the deck and check out the sunset and whatnot. And yeah, that was our day trip. Scheduling the day trip can be kind of confusing, but here's a little tutorial. Basically, you select your dates, your origin and your destination, and the dates of departure and return. When you select your date, you're going to click on the same date twice, which will auto-fill both departure and return dates. You select your passengers, discounts, promotional code if you have it, and then you click on book now. Now, when we went, we were comped to economy premium tickets, and those go for around, I want to say, average $100, $105 each way. But you can also do the economy price as well, which is a lot cheaper. And when you total it all out, it's going to bring you to $225 altogether for that day ticket. It even shows you the times that you depart and arrive in Bimini, as well as the times you depart from Bimini and arrive back in Fort Lauderdale. So just so you know, you should familiarize yourself with the shuttle schedule for Port Everglades, because the boat left, or the ferry left from one port, and then it came back to Fort Lauderdale and docked at another port, or docked at another terminal in Port Everglades. So we were kind of stuck because there were only 1 to 2 yellow taxis driving around, and a lot more people came back from Bimini to Fort Lauderdale. So we ended up trying to walk to find where we had parked our car. We tried to find Ubers and Lyfts to get to where we parked our car, but it was just crazy. We were literally waiting and walking and trying to get Ubers and Lyfts for like an hour and a half. It was definitely frustrating. I think Balearia Ferry had reached out and they said that the port had been changed, but just double check these particular websites. I will link them in the description box below so you can be sure where to leave or where to park. But we got home safely. Would I do the day trip again? I think I would prefer to try staying overnight first before doing the day trip. But as long as I plan properly, especially for the whole transportation bit after the fact, then yeah. Let me know if you guys have any comments, questions. Leave them in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.